Oh my god, everybody, we did it! This is the final episode of Farsight Scouting. Well, at least for this month's Battle Pass, and only kinda. More on that at the end of the video. Let's see what we're up against today. A wonderful subscriber asked how far a D3 Actus and Re'vas could go with 50 actives and 44 passives. Oh, and Stone 1 Tutmos. Well, that's a great question. Let's find out. Two quick notes before we dive in. YouTube thinks that watching this video in its entirety is the only thing that matters, so if you find it interesting, please stick around to the end. Of course, if you'd like to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe, and I wouldn't at all mind if you used my refer a friend code since it helps me out in-game considerably. The other note is on the game I'm using. You might be confused how I'm able to use certain characters that are exactly what a user asked for. As an official content creator for Tacticus, I have access to a test build of the game and to test servers, meaning that I can tweak characters, set their ranks, rarities, etc., and I can also obviously play the battles before the event starts. Oh, fun fact, at the time of recording, I'm this close to 1,000 subscribers. Why is that important, you ask? Well, once I hit that mark, Snowprint gives me a new code to share with everyone. Let's talk about Actus first. Is a mechanical raid character that typically is used in tandem with Tangita. In this case, though, we just need a mechanic, so he'll do. His active is similar to Rotbones and incisors his active with an area of effect heal. His passive is magical, though. Anytime he heals a mechanical unit, including with his active, that unit will attack a random enemy within range. Oh, the user requested 5 stars Actus, but we're going to go with 3 stars for both of them now. On to Re'vas, big ol' chonka girl. She's a legendary event powerhouse, often paired with Aleph Null for big points since they can combine to cover flying, mechanical, and min-5 hits. Her passive grants extra hits with a bit of extra pierce to every attack she makes, and her active summons 2 shield drones and puts her in Overwatch mode, and removes her close combat weakness while in Overwatch. She can stay in Overwatch until she's either attacked but not killed an enemy, or until she's killed 6 enemies. I'm not sure what to expect with this pair, to be honest. Actus is less squishy than Spidey, but Actus doesn't auto-heal himself the way that Spidey does. Let's start with Gamma 10 and see how it goes. If you remember from the other Gamma video, this map was a bit of a mixed blessing because the Grot tanks can shoot over the canyon. But this pair at D3 had no issues. Re'vas could one-shot anything, and well, so could Actus and the shield drones. Nothing was really doing much damage. Honestly, the shield drones were the MVPs. They were serving as punching bags and distractions. So that was easy. Let's skip 11 and go to Battle 12. My basic strategy here was to throw Tutmos forward as a sacrificial lamb and pop Re'vas' active early to minimize the number of baddies on the field. After that, the enemies still weren't doing enough damage to really put the pair in danger. Hell, most of the time Actus would heal the shield drone because Actus and Re'vas were at nearly full health, so just stick to the high ground when possible, be wary of not overkilling squigs, and this one's in the bag. 13 is kind of a terrible map, and the battle took some time, more than 15 minutes by my watch. At this point, the enemies were starting to draw some blood, and the damned squigs were not fun to deal with. The takeaways I had from here were to keep the pair together by targeting things besides squigs when possible, or only targeting squigs when either they're completely surrounded and can't bounce you around, or you know you'll overkill them. Besides that, work on proccing battle fatigue as much as possible, and heal whoever needs it most. Let the shield drone die, it's not going to help. I had a hard time with 14 at first, thinking it wouldn't be possible, but I was staying back in the south on these 2 little patches of high ground and getting picked off by the horde, especially the squigs. However, when I tried again, I noticed that the northwest has a sniper's nest, so I made a beeline for it, popping Re'vas' active on the first turn to ensure I had a clear path. Then it was so easy. I put Re'vas in the nest with Actus blocking the way. Actus couldn't get chomped on by more than a few squigs at once, and Re'vas' close combat weakness couldn't proc because no one could touch her. This turned out to be much easier and 2.5 times faster than Battle 13. Who'd have thunk? Battle 15 with the pair at legendary 3 stars was not working out. They would get whittled down too fast. Could have ended the video there, but Re'vas has an incredible relic, and when paired with Actus, it can do a ton of damage. For those not familiar with it, it allows Re'vas' active to be used multiple times. She simply needs to attack a total of 7 times for it to recharge. And guess what? If you can proc her Overwatch 6 times, then use Actus' heal to have her attack at the beginning of your turn, she can then pop her active again every single turn. Shield drones and Overwatch fun galore. Remember, to use a relic, the character has to be mythic, so I ascended her to mythic with 1 blue star and gave her the autocannon at the lowest level where she needs to attack 7 times instead of 8 to recharge her active. Let's see it in action now in Battle 15. And oh man, is it a thing of beauty. You just keep popping her active and watching the AI run headfirst into a wall of greater good. I mean, I could honestly watch this video for days. You don't even really need a lot of strategy to win here. Just make sure that you get her active out in a place where the enemy will run into it, and then at the beginning of the next turn, you move her into position, have Actus heal her so she attacks, and then pop her active again. Rinse, repeat, win. Not shown here is the failure at battle 16. I tried 4 or 5 times, and as long as I could keep her active going, things went well, but there was always something that happened. Either she didn't overkill a squig and it bounced around, or an orc boy got into the trenches and survived her overwatch, etc. But hey, 15 with only 2 units is pretty good. Wow, we've hit the end, amigos. So where do we go from here? Look, there are a ton of really fun suggestions, but even my videos, which clearly have terrible production value, take many hours to make. However, the battles are fun and on their own don't need to be edited. So here's what I'm going to do. Feel free to pop more suggestions down below in this video. I'll check periodically, and if I see a team that piques my interest or a team with a lot of likes, I'll play it. I'm not going to do a deep dive on the team, but I'll post the final winning battle with them, along with the stats I used and in general how things went, lessons learned, etc. in the description. That should be much quicker, and I can get back to fixing bugs and working on cool new features for the Tacticus planner. Okay, if you've been with me from the beginning of Farsight Scouting, thanks so much for sticking around. I appreciate it. I really like doing this series and the one for Tryon, so time permitting, I would like to continue each Battle Pass season, helping you all prep in the best way possible for the upcoming Legendary event. So again, thank you very much for watching. I wish you good fortune and good luck in the Farsight event, and I'll see you around in a week or so when I put out a short video on the upcoming survival. Have a good one, everybody.